Welcome back, everyone, to Laura the Shadow, where I have been asked to speak with one of the captains of the ships here in the harbor. Hello there.
The daughter of Imrahil wishes to know how much sea power she commands.
Something tells me he's being a little bit sarcastic with his response. Very little, truth be told. I'm afraid that the Alfraval and these few others will have to stand for her fleet, unless she can request aid from Pelargir. Look at the sea gate, if you wish to know the truth of it. Alright. Let's look to the sea gate. I see a Corsair ship right there. You see the gathered Corsair fleet beyond the sea gate. Yeah.
You see the truth of it? We are hemmed in and cannot escape.
Numerous Corsair ships lie beyond the sea gate, and every unfriendly eye on the deck of each is trained upon that narrow space. Any Gondorian ship that tries to pass into open water would be savaged by the weapons of Umbar before reaching freedom or launching any attack. We are hemmed in and cannot escape. If you speak to Captain North of the Rose Guild, she will tell you much the same. Alright, so let's see what the other captain has to say. I have arrived at the other wharf, and I believe the best view is with the ship up ahead. And let's see what the captain has to say about this. Preferably without as flat a voice as I got from the other captain. Okay, because there's the other ship right over there, and hello there. I was wondering, how do you assess our current sea power?
Did you see the mighty ship in the waters outside the city?
Before I became captain of my own ship, I served 2 years before the mast of the Afraval. I know Marald to be a wise captain and judge of the seas, but he is prone to recklessness. If he believes passage through the sea gate is a foolish journey, then it must truly be so. In other words, if he's being cautious, any captain would be cautious. All right. Do you see that mighty ship in the waters outside the city? Look through the sea gate and tell me what you see. You mean other than that big Corsair ship above there? All right, let's see that. You see it an enormous ship, larger than the rest. It must be the flagship of Umbar. Okay.
Oh, that is the flagship of the Umbar fleet, the Night Jewel.
See how that monster makes the other ships look like children toys floating in a stream. That is the flagship of the Umbar fleet. Nalar Zemir, in their tongue, Night Jewel. Many Gondorian ships have succumbed to the attacks of the Night Jewel during the years since the disappearance of Thorangil, greatest foe of the Corsairs. Would that he had returned before the Night Jewel was constructed, and might have prevented it. But none have seen Thorangil since he routed the Corsairs almost 40 years ago. He is likely dead. Either that or he's leading an army of the dead. But that's an entirely different matter. I would not sail my ship against the Night Jewel unless I wanted her to lie on the sea bottom, Pine Lore. None of our ships are a match for that one. Not even Kier Knight's Sulor here. Speak to him and see if he thinks otherwise. Okay, now is he thinking that Sula here is reckless, or is Sula here such a powerful ship that against any ship other than the Night Jewel he thinks it'll be fine? Well, let us go and see. He is right up ahead. Is this the entire fleet for Dol Amroth? 3 ships? Well, there might be some small support ships and the like, I suppose. I can't see where some of these, but these could be the 3 main ships for Dol Amroth. It did say that the main fleet is over in Pelargir. Hello.
There are no good tidings, friend.
Lothriel wants a report of the captains on the ships docked at her sea. There are no good tidings, friend. If there is any good fortune here, it is that very few ships are trapped at the wharf, and most of Gondor's fleet must be found at the port city of Pelargir to the east. They are too far away to help us, but at least those ships are not caught like rabbits in a trap as we are. It is hopeless. Alright, so we're trapped, essentially, is what you're saying.
I told my crew to find what merriment they can throughout the city.
I didn't think that there was much to be gained from keeping my crew here, and the sight of the fleet beyond the sea gate seemed likely to put my men in poor spirits. I gave them leave to find what merriment they might within the city. But if Lothriel has not given up hope, I fear that their absence may prove an embarrassment to me. Go to the Harper's Court on the west side of the city, and tell my crewmen to return to the Suller here. We will do what we can to make her ready for battle, as unlikely victory is. Yeah, alright, so I will go and recall your crew. Something tells me, though, that we're not ready to set sail at the moment. As you say, let's see. Well, the trouble is, of course, is only one ship at a time can go through the sea gate. Probably done that way for defensive purposes. But, of course, someone who wants to set up a blockade could take advantage of that little point. I have found the Harper's Court. Now let's see if I can find some seamen and if they can help us. Hello there. It is time to return to your ship. What's the point? We're trapped here anyway. I suppose he does know the situation rather well. Oh, here's one up here. Hello. Time to return to your ship. I was not finished with this drink. I think he has time to finish the drink before he goes. I mean, really? This isn't exactly why I say a on the double situation. Maybe I'm being a little too strong in my wording. Captain Kenneth owes me a drink. Oh well. Let's see. We've got up here. Oh, there's another one on the way. Really? Bah! I'm going! Boy, they're really eager to get back to their ship. Despite the fact that there isn't much use to it. Oh well. The captain needs us? Alright, well. Let's see, I need to return to the Sully here to study the situation. Oh, yes. Well, this is quite a view of the harbor. And yes, I can see all 3 ships now. And I'm wondering, why are the sails there unfurled? Seems like a strange place to have the sails all prepped and ready. Well, let's go and see what the situation is. I hope that doesn't mean that the ship is getting ready to sail or anything like that. Hopefully I'm not going to be witness to a mutiny or anything like that. Oh, I hear something over in this direction. Well, it doesn't look like a mutiny, but it does look like a confrontation. Captain, what's going on?
These courtiers came here under a flag of peace, but I do not trust them.
And you would be wise not to trust them either. Okay, so they're on a flag of peace. Well, alright, but don't run them through unless they do something. Oh, okay. What's this all about?
I bring a message for the ruler of this city.
Could you take me to the ruler, this man? Hmm? Oh, so it is true. A woman rules in this city. Well, then bring me before her and I will deliver my message. Well, I will bring the message, but not the messenger. Very well. Tell her this then. Balachor the Scourge, heir of Castamere, and ruler of every Gondorian shore, licked by the waves, invites her to treat with him on the deck of the mighty ship Nolonzimir. I will await your response. Well, it's definitely a flagship then if Balachor is there. It appears that Lothariel has a visitor. Let's speak with her.
How do the ships fare?
Is it as grim of an outlook for the ships as I have heard? That is a fair measure of what I expected. But I see that you have more to say. What else is there? Well, appears that we have a little bit of a visitor.
Something must be done, but what, I wonder?
Lothariel listens impassively as you give her the message from the emissary of Umbar. Thank you for bringing this message to me. Something must be done, that much is certain. But what, I wonder? Alright. Well, any ideas?
I could use your counsel.
I value your opinion and place it amongst the ranks of my other advisors. If you can spare the time, I could use your counsel. Alright, let's go and discuss this little matter. I presume your friend here is going to be joining us? So, what are the options? I am the ruler of Dol Amroth, which my father is away, and it is my duty to do what is best for its people. How am I to know what it is? Would my father treat with Balachor? Would he have gone to the enemy's flagship under a banner of peace? The question is, how much can we trust Balachor? What would my father have done if he were here? Well, what does Dorthanitz have to say? It does not matter to me what Prince Imrahil might have done if he were in his daughter's place, for he is not. I do not think Balachor would have made this report to Imrahil. She must not trust him. He's a snake, like the others who call themselves heirs of Castamere, and his flagship will not be a place of safety for her or for anyone. You must urge her to reject this proposal. She doesn't trust Balachor. Well, sounds like we have options to go through. It is your duty to go, or you must not go. That is reckless. I suspect that the truth is somewhere in between there, but alright, we'll say, yeah. We know that if she boarded that ship, they will be leaving with a prisoner. You're right, it is reckless to do so, but should I not take the risk if that means saving lives? I don't trust Balachor, but I want to save my city. Could it be that this is the way to accomplish it? Well, that's the question is, boarding that ship I think is pretty, It won't be quite surrendering, but it could be close. Could it be that this is the only way to bring peace? No, Lothriel. I really need to add that vowel in more often. Pylor is right. Balakor will not be safe. But if it is your but if another were to go, an adventurer, one used to danger. Do you mean Pinelore? Who else would they mean? Yes, I do. If our brave Lord Master is willing. Now, unfortunately, I was standing in a pretty poor place, so I had trouble reading all of that. See, Tharkor will harm you if you go. We'll capture her at the very least. Maybe do something like force her to marry his son or something like that is another possibility, which, boy, that could be an awkward situation. But if the courses might save innocence, must I not risk it? Okay, now, all right, that's what she said. That seems to be a wiser course, Pinelore, if you're willing to risk the adventure. Balakor cannot be trusted, but you may be better prepared to deal with the treachery that he might think to enact. Walk with me, and I will do my best to prepare you for the errand. Okay? You will be beyond the Gondor and the Avarine, but fear not. I know that you have the strength and wits to survive any treachery. Remain alert. Do not trust the words of Balakor or any of his men. If you see an opportunity to seize any advantage, you should take it. Do you understand? Not really, but I'll try. We'll see. Thank you, Pinelore. Stay watchful in the company of Balakor. I know that he is not to be trusted, and that you should watch him carefully. Do what you can for the people of Dol Amroth. I would have gone myself, but if this plan eases Dorthenia's mind... Alright, time to go to the Night Jewel then? The Corsair rode you to the Night Jewel. Well, little do they know that I did bring a friend along. Well, we'll see if he could pull me out of any difficulties that may arise. This is the Nukizimir, the Jewel of Umbar, and flagship of Balachor the Scourge. You are here under a flag of peace, but if it were otherwise, you would never leave it, Pinelore. I will bring you to Balakor. He will not be pleased that you have come instead of Imrahil's daughter, but that is not my concern. That must be yours. Well, we'll see if it turns into your concern. This way! Well, I guess he's below ships. Captain! The city's ruler sends her response. You are not the daughter of Imrahil. Aha! Did Umar fare to convey my request? I will slay him where he stands, if that be so. Well, he's kneeling, so you can't slay him where he stands. Oh, well, not quite. So, Umar delivered the message, but Lothriel elected to send you in her stead. How am I to interpret this response? It reveals that she does not respect my wishes and distrusts my word. Bingo! It is a cowardly response, but for it shows that she values her own life and safety above those of others. But it also shows wisdom. If she has come here, there will be no question. Gondor would be mine. How much would the prince have given to have his daughter returned in safety? It doesn't matter. A mere exercise of the mind. Walk with me, Pinelore. Stand up, Umar. You shame yourself. I will assume that you have the power to speak for Dol Amroth, Pinelore. Do you understand that my fleet now controls the sea gate? It sort of. None that enter here without my permission. Yes. In every way except for title, I am now the Lord of Dol Amroth. Let's see, how many other ships are there around here? Well, see. Interesting. What? Okay. And I'm just taking a look at seeing what ships are in here, because that looks like a Gondorian ship. But these are all Corsair ships. I mean, of course, it could be a captured Gondorian ship that. Most likely, of course, it's just flavor in here, and they didn't think about removing that in there. But oh yes, there are several support ships in here. Okay, yes, you sort of made your point here. Is this the way to the gun? Yeah, right. So those are the 3 ships that are currently stuck in the harbor. All right. So what? But you must already have known this, Pinelore. Most of Gondor's warriors have been called to the battles elsewhere. Even were they here, there is little that they could do against the fleet of Umbar. But I have been a poor host. Yes, you must be quite parched, and I have done naught but tell you things that you already know. These bottles belong to my personal stock. Have a sip of the finest wines of Umbar. Well, okay. Let's see. Do I have some or do I refuse? Ooh, my tastes are more refined than your wine. Oh, Balacor's face remains impassive, revealing nothing. Oh boy. Oh, insult him. Well, that's not exactly what helped negotiations. You insult me, Lord Master. Oh boy. Oh well. Look around you, Pinelore. What do you see? You see the seafaring power of Umbar rebuilt from nothing. 30 years ago, a hero of Gondor sailed to Umbar at the head of a fleet. He burned the ships he found in the port and took the city. The Corsairs have spent the time nursing their hurts and rebuilding their power. No hero will come to save Gondor from them this time. Until he brings a host of the dead or something like that. Where is that hero now, Pinelore? Well, I'd say about halfway to Pelargir at the moment. He is gone, and now I have come to return that overdue favor. I will burn his fleet as he did that of Umbar, but there will be nothing left to rebuild when I am finished with it. Well, those are rather strong words. Okay, this is but a portion of my fleet. I will go with the rest of them to Pelargir, where I will seize their port, where Thranduil is currently going to be. Gondor will not have the strength to resist me. Therefore, I make the following demand. I demand the complete and unconditional surrender of the Gondorian coast. Well, how about this? I demand that you free the slaves that are here. Balakor stares at you impassively. From what position of strength do you negotiate such terms, Pinelore? I will free none of my captives. Indeed, I will add to their ranks. I hope that you are chained to this deck some day. Bring my terms to the daughter of Imrahil. I will give you no boat. Jump off the side and swim to shore. You have got to be kidding. I will count to 5. Oh, run away, run away, run away. Well, at least the eagle was able to fly.
Curse Balakor and all his kind.
I deem you were near the end of your strength when I pulled you from the water, Pinelore. Any delay, and I do not know what we would have gotten to this in time. Curse Balakor and all of his kind. Mark my words well. That scoundrel will pay for his betrayal. This is the sort of treachery that I would expect from anyone calling himself heir of Castamere. Well, yeah, imagine. I suspect that he wouldn't have thrown Lothariel off the ship. He would have made sure that she never left, perhaps, but that's an entirely different matter. Did you learn anything of the plans? You should bring your word to Lothariel at once. Yes, I will speak to Lothariel in the Great Hall of Dol Amroth when we return for the next episode of Lore of the Shadow.